Welcome to the Trinidad Cast. This is episode number 79, and we are recording on the 25th of August. It's August.
Yep.
2024. Because after August is September, and after September is Christmas.
Yeah, and I mean, just now you're back out to work from your long extended teacher holiday.
That's all teachers deserve, may I add. My name is Mr. Charles, Andre Charles for makeITsimpleTT, and my co-host is Akim there from Reddit.
You know, I kind of feel like I going back out to work. Well, not work. I kind of going back out to school from next week too, because from next week I had to hit the road early to drop.
Yeah. Back
school drop-offs.
Well, if I could ask, I don't know if your daughter went like any camp or any sort of extracurricular activity or whatnot, or she kind of too small for it, right?
They had camp in school, but we traveled, so.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So she kind of missed out on the time. It would not make sense to send her in like halfway through. Or
yeah, when we came back, it had like 1 week, you know. And
yeah.
She said she didn't want to go.
I know how that was go. Yeah. Most parents, they just feel like they either, depending on the age of the child, they either on a vacation or they on this, I can't wait to send this child back out.
Because it's different for me because I work from home. So it's like, I don't need to leave the house at all for the whole day.
Correct, yeah. When last your bunks started?
Yeah, like, I ain't full of my car in about 2 weeks. You know, because it's like, I don't leave the house. This whole week I didn't leave the house. I was like just home. You know?
Yeah. Next thing your battery dying.
No. That battery does stay 3 weeks and it's really
you remember when you used to do that when people leave their car, you had to go and start it for them and rev it a little bit so that the battery will charge back up. Yeah. So I have a week again. Actually, from next week I had to go back to school. Because I had to go the week before and prepare and
school will reopen on the 2nd next week.
Yeah, but teachers also had to go back 2 days before.
Oh, okay.
For staff meeting and department meeting, and you had to meet your new staff members if it have anybody new and acclimatize and plan the scheme of work.
Yeah, so you had to go to school this week then?
I had to go to school Thursday and Friday, but I always have to do a presentation to the new parents about technology and the ills and phone usage and all that. So when they have orientation, I'll have to go and do that also. So basically, I've been in school for most of the week before.
Yeah.
Especially like to check on the labs and make sure that the equipment's still good, what computer's bad, and even though I have a technician, I still just like to know that, okay, when I come to school to teach on Monday, I know what to expect. Because the worst thing is if you open up that lab and the projector not working or some kind of drama like that.
So, I mean, 1 week out of 2 months, you know, that's not that
bad. That's always remember, I love my job. Like, me going to school is fun. Most teachers wouldn't say that they want to, but I'd be like, I can't wait to go back and teach.
Yeah.
That is just me. But I'm not speaking for anybody else, especially if you're a teacher out there and they're like, what tripping is you talking? Yeah. I hope all enjoyed the episode on EVs last week because I'm still at 75%. As we was talking backstage. Yeah, still at 75% because I really want an EV van. And if anybody knows when an EV van reaches Trinidad and it is a reasonable price, please let me know. I still had to message Marlon and get
the agent. Sales rep. Yeah.
Yeah, the rep. I'll get information because I want to be there. I definitely want to be on the EV train. All right, let me see what we're talking about today. In today's episode, we have 2 local, 1 international as usual. We're looking at the robots in the hospital. The Ministry of Health has gotten a donation from China. Hint, with some humanoid robots that will be implemented in the hospitals So we'll go into it. We'll watch our video clip. We'll see what we come up with in terms of the discussion. Because, of course, we're talking about it from a IT perspective. Cashless Trinidad. Mr. Imbert himself, he spoke a little bit about Trinidad going cashless. And then we found a very, very interesting document. The document will be in the show notes. And I encourage you to go and read through it. I mean, it's 70-something pages, but it have graphs and stuff. So it's not just a bunch of words, and it has some really interesting graphs. We'll go through about 3.
You know, long time when I was a child in books, you just look for the pictures and all. You just look for the graphs. The graphs will tell you the story.
Yeah. So we'll go through some of those graphs and kind of analyze them a tad. And internationally, the Telegram CEO has been arrested. And you know how we feel about Telegram because it's a totally secure messaging system, which basically harbors criminals, and nobody was ever doing anything about it because they couldn't do anything about it. But it looked like they're going to do something about it, but they did it in the weirdest way possible. And it had to be somebody from Europe to do it because the European Union, they don't play. So let's get ready to go into our first topic for today, which is robots in the hospital, which I don't know if to laugh, cry, or say maybe we have some hope. So let me see how that goes. Be back after the break. Right now you're listening to Trinity TechCast, and more than likely you know that I love technology a lot. But more so, I love teaching technology. I'm a CSEC IT and Cape Computer Science and IT teacher, and I have classes that's available. So if you know anyone, any student that's looking for quality Cape Computer Science or CSEC IT classes, you can check us out. Check me out at 308-8799 on WhatsApp or makeITsimpleTT.com/register. You can get classes, notes, recordings, IA, SBA help, everything that you could think of that will get you that one in CSEC IT. So you can check us out. Back to the podcast. All right. When last you went to the hospital?
I don't know, because like a public hospital.
No. Wow, you're singing really high up there now. You're singing like, yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember.
You simpletons. The Ministry of Health has received 8 health service robots from the Indian government. It's India, no, sorry, not China. My bad, sorry for misrepresenting you, China. I did not mean to do that. From the Indian government at a cost of $1 million as part of the ongoing move to digitize the health sector. So if you are listening, you will be able to check the link in the show notes. If you're watching, you should be able to see the article that we have here with these robots that look like humanoid robots. They have hands, but they don't have heads. They have cameras with kind of like 2 eyes on it, something like that, and a touch screen that you could touch and it lights up. Yeah.
You used to watch Jetsons? Rosita.
Rosie?
Is Rosita Rosie?
Is Rosie, not Rosita.
Yeah.
Okay, it sounds like she's a Latino immigrant.
Well, it's probably short for Rosita. Yeah, Rosie. The shape, that's the shape.
It look like Rosie, yeah, kind of. I'll probably get a side-by-side picture of Rosie from Jetson just now. Let me do that. Rosie from Jetsons. Images. Yeah, I guess kind of.
Yeah, kind of.
The wheels are a little higher, but yeah, the wheels are higher, but yeah, it's kind of rosy-ish, sort of. Especially the hands. The hands have that kind of hinge vibe on it. I guess that is where the rosiness come from.
Yeah,
the little hinge that you see in there. Yeah. So according to the article, DL Singh said they are moving to integrate several components of the public health system, such as pharmacies, laboratories, and the PAC system, into one paperless system. The Arima General Hospital is set to get 2 humanoid and 1 disinfection. What? Disinfection robot? Wait. I thought it was just service robots. I didn't know they're doing disinfecting too. Okay. Scarborough General Hospital has been assigned 1 humanoid and 1 disinfection. Couva has been 1 humanoid robot each. The Mechanical Engineering, Manufacturing and Entrepreneurship Department of UTT will be getting 1.
So wait, it wasn't a donation. We bought it.
Nah, it's
at a cost of US 1 million. The first line in the article.
Nah, boy, I doubt he spent money on this. Hold on. It sounded to me like it was a donation, like
We received 8 health service robots from the Indian government at a cost of 1 million US. The first line.
Alright, I have to agree with you. Based on what it's saying, it sounds like we buy it. Okay, stop the press. No! Don't tell me that. Anyway, when you watch the clip, you'll see, right?
Yeah.
The video clip. So, just a hot ticket. Humanoid robots, as far as I know, they are good at doing repetitive tasks.
Mm-hmm.
So, more than likely, the repetitive tasks that they will do would be collect data, right? But I'm seeing that they have a disinfecting robot also. I don't know, walking around spraying Lysol or beep or something. I'm not too sure.
You know, so I think, you're gonna need to have people stand up there to show people how to use it. You're still gonna need at least 2 or 3 people there, because similar things to like in airports where it had the self-service check-in, any other self-service stuff, you always have to have people there to kind of assist, and much less for, I don't know, a society like us, like ours, that, probably not really accustomed. And, maybe at least in the first few months, hopefully after a while, people will get accustomed with it and be able to use it freely. But, you still need to have somebody there to kind of, because people will come up and want to talk to a human. They want to go and ask for information, go and talk to somebody, say, hey, look what happened here, this person handbrake, this person this. They want to talk to somebody to get something done. And when you have to direct them and say, go and fill out this thing by this robot. One, you have to get people to direct them to it or calm them down, and 2, show them how to use it.
I guess now here where I think they have a chance, right? Because I always have to look for the chance. They did this. These robots were implemented in Rwanda, Africa, in 2020, right? Same robots. The representative who was speaking said they did, and their job was they were placed in the most infectious wards and had conducted temperature screening, recorded vital signs, delivered media messages, and collected data, thereby reducing exposure to staff to the virus. I don't know what collecting a temperature and recording vital signs and all that drama. Maybe you just stand up and look at it and you just check your temperature by aiming a laser at your forehead or some kind of thing like that. But it is not that we being used as guinea pigs for it. It is, these robots have been used in other places, and our ignorance in Trinidad and Tobago with respect to the use of technology is not the technology that is bad. It's more like the people are very impatient. And when you bounce up impatient people in the hospital, it's real bad, because I've been to the hospital for accident and emergency for a few times for the past few years with my
part two is the type of attitude you meet up in the hospital to when you have a deal. You have somebody coming, most times it's either you or a family member, and there's a high emotional situation. If somebody, hurt and you're trying to come to get help, you're expecting compassion. And then sometimes it's be met with like a stink attitude. So
if I'm gonna tell you where it would
but like did they outline how they intend to use it?
Not that I know of, which will lead us to the YouTube video. So let me see if I could go through a little bit of the YouTube video to help the understanding and see how it goes. So this is the video here. So we'll just watch it for like a minute.
How old are you? 6 customized cloud-based intelligent humanoid service robots, or HSRs, were on Saturday handed over to the Ministry of Health to be deployed at various regional health authorities. And TTT News understands that already 2 additional disinfecting health service robots used to terminally clean air and surfaces are already being used in the health system. Health Minister Terence Dialsingh said the implementation of these robots in the healthcare system would not replace medical and healthcare workers, but complement them in their day-to-day operations.
We never know where our technological advances will take us. But today, we are here in Trinidad and Tobago adopting robotics and AI, things that we have been speaking about theoretically, and it is here.
Funded by the government of India for US $1 million, the project is a partnership between the TNT government, PAHO WHO, and the UN Resident Coordinator's Office. PAHO.
All right, cool. So you get your answer there, right? Funded by the Indian government.
Yeah.
I'm going to check the company that's making it, right? RUSI, I think, was the RUSI robots. Medical robots. I don't know. Yeah. I probably can't find the actual model, right? Mm-hmm. But if we were to think about what it could do, I don't think that it would be wise to put these robots in a accident and emergency place. What the best use of this will be to kind of drive around and give information on certain things, update people on what's going on. Because most of the time, our biggest problem is that we don't get updated on what's taking place with the patients or with the hospital at that point in time. And I think that's what does bother most people when you're sitting down and you don't know what's going on. So if it drive around and it asks you for your information in a clinic, now there are 2 parts of the hospital system, right? There's the 2 biggest parts is the accident and emergency part, and then there's the clinic part. Accident and emergency is when something bad happened and they need to check you immediately, and then they will check you, and then they will decide if you need to be warded. Once you're warded, you're going on a ward, and you could only go there and visit in hours or whatever the case is. And then the clinic now is after you go through some sort of procedure in the hospital, you come to the clinic for them to check on you at a regular basis. Now, accident and emergency, don't put a robot there. I fully agree that would make no sense because it's high emotion. But you see the clinic, I can see it in the clinic because when I have to go to the clinic with my father, you have to go with your clinic card, and you have to go and line up, and this nurse does take your information and check your file and see if you were supposed to be here for that date and all that kind of stuff.
That's not it. That file to check in is where a paper file.
Of course it's paper.
So right, so the robot can help there.
Right. No. What I'm saying is there is a little bit of digitization when you go to the accident and emergency. There's use a computer there.
Yeah.
I've seen that. When you go to the clinic, everything is a file. Everything is a piece of paper. So if they could get this in the clinic section, that's where I think it'll be best utilized. However, the biggest problem will be all the paper that they have because it's only files.
Yeah.
So the real question is, where can they put this in the health sector that it will be actually useful for collection of data, and that data is disseminated to all different parts of the hospital? Because in the article, they say in the public health system, such as pharmacies, laboratories, and the PAC system into one paperless system. Patient accident. What PAC mean? PAC acronym medical. PAC means premature atrial.
No, that's
gotta be, well, I don't know if that's gonna help. Nope. That's atrial contractions. I don't know what PSC means, but
picture archiving communication system.
Okay. So it wasn't just for medical; it's actually IT term. So yeah, so picture and archiving. That means that they take a file and they run it through a scanner. I know a past student her job was to take a whole set of files and just run them through a scanner and take the PDFs and drag them in the correct folder.
Check this, if we could check this link from the Eastern Regional Health Authority.
And I was like, okay, I think digitizing would be basically turning a PDF into the site saying not secure.
Yeah, that's how I go through still.
All right, to get through. Yeah, it take a while.
Yeah.
Right. Monitors the flow between indicators. Okay. So they have some. Is our job. Here's our job title. Yeah, picture carrying on communication system.
Administrator. It's an administrator.
Yeah, administrator. Yeah. What year this was for? June 2024. Okay. So that means the job exists. For those of you all who are watching, let me just share it so you could see. So what Hakeem find is a job posting, and your job is to monitor data flow between integrated system, install and implement stuff, consult with stakeholders to make sure workflow. Basically, middleman between the people who actually need the information and people who put in the information inside to make sure that you could actually see what you need to see. So
you need a degree in radiological science or IT. Well, associate or bachelor's degree.
Yeah. I guess what they would need radiology is to know what file is what. Like, what's the difference between an X-ray and a CT scan file or some kind of thing like that, and archive them properly. Mm-hmm. So, if they implement it in clinics, I am 100% sure it will make life easier, because I could bounce in the clinic, the robot will come up to me, I put in the information, my patient number, and then they'll be like, yes, your clinic appointment is for today, and please wait until your name is called. Or here's the even funniest part. When they call in the name in the clinic, they don't have no speakerphone, they don't have no intercom or nothing, right?
Shout it out.
Yeah, the nurses come out and be like, Andre Charles, is there an Andre Charles? And they had to walk up and down the corridor trying to call the name. And God forbid, they call your name and you ain't here.
Yeah.
Like, that is the day for you. Your clinic, they done.
So you don't even have, take a number, call your number, nothing like that?
Nope. No number system.
Not even like the paper number ticket.
I promise you, no. Because I think what the doctors do when at our clinic is they check people based on their case or their severity. So, like we say somebody who come into clinic and had surgery last week, they would probably they'll check the files and be like, okay, let me check this person first because they are higher priority. And the person who had surgery 4 weeks ago, and they probably just come to change dressing.
Or if you know the nurse could make your file go up a little higher in the system.
Yes, correct. You smile at the nurse.
No, if you personally know the nurse, like if it's your friend.
Yeah, that was saying, if you personally know the nurse, it could go higher up, and if you smile at them, you just might get push up higher too. Yeah. Because I see the system get game, and I ain't gonna lie to you, at one point in time, I did game the system because it was taking real long. So I pulled some smalls, and the nurse come for me after or some kind of thing like that. But if the robot there, the robot can handle those repetitive tasks of just basically client appointments
like
and
customer relationship.
Yeah,
customer
something like that.
Rep.
Yeah, and it'll just be moving up and down the corridor, and if you want to see anything, you just stop it and tap the screen and see what the status is.
So they're probably going to need to hire robot administrator. Say maintenance and updates or whatever.
And that would be the job.
Hopefully they look that far ahead to actually put that in place, you know.
I hope so too.
Yeah.
But that's basically the security. Mm-hmm. So, like, the security is the person who asks, I'm waiting here real long, something, and then they'll be like, okay, I'll go and check inside for you, and they'll just walk inside and ask a question because you can't walk inside. Or sometimes they have like a assistant. I think let's call them an orderly. Basically, the ones that push the wheelchairs. They get the wheelchairs for
assistant, something.
I don't know what it is, but they call them. Yeah,
Something
they
like
call in for one for you, and in 5 minutes, one of them will come out of a wheelchair and take you to wherever you need to go in the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
Those sort of people, I think there's a good opportunity for them to get kind of retrained and make their job easier by coming in the morning. You set up the machine, you tell it what it's supposed to do and whatnot, and then you could just deal with more high priority things now.
I mean, as with anything, any technology solution you put in place, I hope they ain't just get the robots, but they think of the whole process, in terms of, all right, you have these robots, what we're going to use them for, as I say, who you need to train, what the new process might be.
Well, I'm real glad you showed me that job opening for the the pack system, because I was going to say I don't think so, but since June they're looking for somebody to fill the spot. So if it is there, and also my experience with accident and emergency, seeing them using a computer, clicking, printing something out, handing you half of the slip, and then taking the next sheet of paper and putting it in a file, that gives me kind of hope, because I've seen an accident and emergency file, and every time you went to the accident and emergency, they have that sheet of paper from when you came, what the triage report was, where your vitals was, so that the doctor could look at it and be like, oh, you were here 2 weeks ago? What happened with that? And I was like, oh, you knew that? How? And then they had a file. So
last time I went to the accident and emergency, I was in secondary school, I think. Yeah. Well, in the public hospital. I was the guest stitches.
Hey. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the fact that we didn't pay the 1 million for the Indian government gave it to us, I don't think we lose out too much in any particular way. There is hope, and there may be some sort of underlying back end that hopefully is well thought out enough. Hopefully. What I noticed when I was watching the video is that the screen, the tablet screen, has a picture of the hospital behind it, of one of the general hospitals. I can't remember. It looking like it's the Arima Hospital, because the Arima Hospital is the newest one, or Point Fortin. It looking like that kind of design. That means they program it already, or they at least say, okay, let me put image or the background of the hospital inside here. And the first thing that...
Maybe the recruiter robot administrator, or maybe it's something kind of remote, where they could...
Yeah, because it's in the cloud, and you could just kind of... They connected via Wi-Fi, like my robot vacuum cleaner. If I anywhere, wherever in the world, I could put my vacuum cleaner to vacuum the house.
Yeah.
Because it connected to the cloud, you could see the map and all them kind of things. I want to believe that if a robot vacuum cleaner could clean a man's house, then you should be able to check to see, okay, this robot is on this corridor right now, or it's moving somewhere here. One person just interact with it. Maybe it might have some LiDAR sensors or some kind of thing, so it could tell how much people there are, obstacles. That's not far-fetched, especially when you pay $1 million.
Well, they pay $1 million for 5 or 6.
Yeah,
5,
6.
I think. For 6, okay.
I really want to check the brand of it, but I can't see it properly on the picture. Maybe I need to use AI to enhance it. But
BRUZR.
RUZR. What's the first thing on the letter, it have something before RUZR, is a logo or something?
It's Cruiser. CRUZR.
Okay. All right.
From UB Tech Robots.
Cruiser. Right. Okay.
Check. I'll send in a link.
Cruiser Robots. Yeah, I've seen it. All right, let me just look at it real quick, because fine they ain't making a bad step. We just have the problem. Alright, so it have fingers. Yeah, EVTech. Is that actually a customer service robot here? It's the same thing here, looking just similar. intelligent video. Hands. Oh, it have a camera for facial recognition. Ooh, okay. Auto recharging. Real-time video surveillance. And localization and mapping. Yeah. Okay, so it have all the features of
I'm not sure about linking with the database, and I don't know, maybe it could do that. It sounds like customer service.
If it come, I think that this company, they ain't gonna just sell you the robot just so. Them gonna upsell you and say, we could create the database for you one time too.
Like our white label. The solution. We have this add-on. Different add-ons.
And you pay a premium or some subscription or some kind of thing like that, and we could do it. All you just need is a DBM to provide us with the data and store it properly and monitor it. I don't think they would just sell it the robot just like that. But the mapping part, cool. The real-time surveillance, cool. Like you could see what's going on in the place. Yeah.
As long as it's just outside and not inside where people being tended to,
medical.
That.
Yeah, I guess. But you could see in the YouTube video that is a customer service robot.
Yeah.
That's what it branded as, and it's for the food industry, it's for the medical industry, it's for whatever it is.
The bank industry.
Banking industry, yeah. So, Cruiser's mission is to improve your business, collaboration, and overall quality of life. With Cruiser, companies can better attend to their customers' needs while allowing human teams to focus on more complex issues requiring human interaction. that was on the slide deck on the pitch. It's like, well, you could have people actually dealing with things instead of quarreling with somebody.
A lot of people now, like it are some businesses, like their selling point is that you will actually get to speak to a human. No more robots. Because sometimes, I just want to talk to a human. Like, there are certain problems that, is like, all right, let me go through this little song and dance with this AI bot, blah, 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 answer the questions. And to reach the point, I want to speak to an agent because you ain't helping. You can't solve my problem.
I agree with you. And then it has sometimes where you just be happy that you don't have to deal with a human. And you can just get something done quick, pow, 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 and the file, whatever it is, come out and you go out your way.
Yeah.
Hey, we'll talk about that when we go to the next topic, which is Cashless Trinidad. I use self-checkout.
Okay. I used it too somewhere, but I don't think it was here though. But I use it.
Yeah, I use self-checkout.
I use it in CVS. Because it had no physical cashless. They had no choice. So
I ain't gonna lie to you how glad I was to use our self-checkout and get out of that grocery quick. But we'll talk about that just now.
Yeah.
We'll be back after the break because we're going to talk about cash and cashlessness and my journeys in Tobago. Well, because you're listening to this podcast, more than likely you know how to order things online already. But if you know somebody who doesn't know how to order things online and you probably just fed up having to order things for them and you want them to be able to get a little more self-sufficient with respect to ordering things online, we have a service called Order It where you can send the links and we order it for you and we deliver it straight to you. So if it's somebody who is not technologically savvy, doesn't have a credit card and they want to order things online, hey, send them to us, 308-8799 on WhatsApp, and we'll be able to help them order it and save you the trouble of having to buy things for them. Back to the podcast. All right, for those of you all regular listeners of the podcast, you know we always trying our best to get people to be digitally included in the banking system with credit cards and using your card to pay at the pump. I mean, we talk about that so much times. But here is Mr. Imbert talking about it's time for Trinidad to go cashless. So I think he was in the One Finance Avenue fintech conference or so they're talking about the National Financial Inclusion Survey Report 2023, and we have that report in the show notes, so you could go and read it. It's a lot of pages, but we'll highlight some pages for those of you all who are watching on the video, and for those of you all who are listening, you could go and get the PDF, and I really encourage you to read through it, right? So Finance Minister Carl Milbert is supporting moves by the TT International Finance Center, TTIFC, never heard of them before, to push Trinidad and Tobago towards becoming a cashless society. He spoke on August 20th at the National Financial Inclusion Survey Report launch at Tower D International Waterfront Complex, Ryson Road. He gave a example of his experience in different places. So he said that when he was... Imbert noted on a recent trip to Denmark, he realized the majority of stores were cashless, and one store was even unable to provide him with change as there was little cash in the cash register. All transactions are done online or physically with credit and debit cards or mobile wallets. He said this is in keeping with the trend across Europe and Asia. After that, I traveled to London, England, where I saw the active promotion of the use of credit and debit cards in their rail and bus network, where you simply tap your card on a monitor as you enter the station or bus to pay for your travel. In supermarkets and department stores, self-checkout systems are preferred, with almost every checkout machine being cashless. And in 2022, 46% of real-time global digital transactions took place in India, and the nation has become the second largest digital market in the world, closing in on China for first place. So he's talking about his experience with being cashless. And of course, they're talking about this document that that was published, that we'll go to just now. And they're trying to say that going cashless is not that hard, and everywhere else is doing it, and it's almost expected now. Meaning, they just go and look at you weird if you come with cash in certain countries or places, because he was saying that you couldn't even get change. And like you travel this vacation, and you were in the great United States of America, and how much times did you go out anywhere?
Yeah. I was outside.
And in terms of shopping, did you use, first of all, any cash at all?
You see, that's a hard question to ask somebody from Trinidad, because in the US I will not spend it, because US so hard to get here. So that's a...
So you're hoarding?
Yeah, I just hoard. Like when we, say if we go to a restaurant or if we go to a grocery store or whatever, and it have people that are going to pay with cash, I take the cash and pay with my card. Just to get the cash, So that's
the ease of paying with your card is pretty frictionless, right?
Yeah, and I mean, just observing it had people paying with cash too. Like people in the US still use cash, but I would say they use digital more than cash, but you still see odd person here or there using cash,
Okay. I went to Tobago last week for a 1-week vacation, a staycation basically. And where I'm staying, there's an ATM right around the corner. So I was like, wait boy, alright, I'm gonna have to come here, and first thing I had to do in the morning is I had to go and take out a set of cash, because everywhere I go, they're gonna want cash. But I forget to go to the ATM. And I was like, okay, I had to go and buy food. I'm gonna go and buy something. And the cashier, person selling the food or whatnot, didn't even ask me if I paid with card. I just had my card in my hand, and then she just started type up the thing, and she pushed the machine by me. And I was like, okay, I don't remember this happening last time I was in Tobago. I don't think I went to Tobago last year. I think I was the year before. No, COVID was going on, and I don't think we get to go to Tobago. And so from I don't know, probably 2019, maybe 20.
So that was like a street vendor or somebody like in a...
Street vendor.
Okay.
Food truck.
You didn't even get that.
You didn't get that.
Well, some food trucks you just get that. You just get that in Trinidad.
I talking about is our food truck, and they're using the wireless thing.
Machine.
You pull it off the charger.
Yeah.
And I was probably the one with SIM card in it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, okay, that's cool. And she knew I had to tap, so I just tap. And food expensive, by the way. But yeah, I just tap and I bought it. And the next day, I was like, okay, if the food truck have it, then probably this establishment that is inside a physical building will have it also. Went inside, tap. Same machine. No, different machine, but same tap was working.
Yeah.
And I went through the whole of Tobago on a kind of experiment to see if I could use my card alone.
Yeah.
The only time I had to use cash was to buy bananas at the side of the street, by the fruit vendor.
Yeah.
Because everybody else, down to the people who taking the money for jet skis,
You know what,
the
why?
people who taking money for, we didn't go on the glass bottom boat, but I would imagine that the same thing would happen because you could go to one of the small stores there and pay it, whatnot. Everywhere I went, anything that I did was my credit card only.
Yeah, you know, as you say that, right?
Mm-hmm.
I see something the other day, kind of close to where I live, and I was like, I don't know if I just ignorant and I just don't go out that often, but I saw a doubles vendor with a links machine, like you could pay with your links or credit card.
Yeah, I've seen it. Well, I heard about it,
Yeah.
and I see people post videos of it or some kind of thing like that. And yeah, if I was buying doubles, I would want to go there too. But the thing is, I didn't know that we would have reached that stage where I would just be able to go with my credit card alone.
Mm-hmm.
And nearly everything that I need on a vacation, which is food and tours or recreational activities, was solely card. The only thing I didn't know, I don't know if you like I could drive in Pigeon Point and use your card, or you still have to pay the $20 to go inside and they'll take it with card.
Okay.
But that would have been good because I see tourists came after because we went jet skiing, and the tourists flip out a MasterCard and was like, yeah, tap, pay for everything, pay for the jet ski, pay for the banana boat, whatever it is and whatnot. And the thing is, normally when you meet, like if you go to some places in Trinidad, there's be so fumbling with the machines and they don't know if you could tap, and they tell you, no, you have to insert it, you can't tap, and all kind of drama. They seem to be fully cognizant of, all right, yeah, how much it is? Yeah. Here, you could just tap that, or they just push it in front of you, and they know, they take the receipt, they hand you, and seamless. No issues at all. I was real glad to see that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, according to the report, you are part of a very, 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 very small minority.
Well, and I'm not going to tell you what I'm not glad to see is this stupid report.
Well, it's not stupid, it's just...
Okay, in my mind, it's painful report.
Yeah.
So let me take a look at it, right? So I'm going to show you the cover. The cover is the National Financial Inclusion Survey Report 2023. Now, for those of you all academics out there who want to make sure that it's academically sound, there is our overview of the methodology. Two people put a name behind this. One of them is PricewaterhouseCoopers and Lucent Research Limited. The sample size is 2,000 citizens, age 15 and over, and it's a wide demographic. I'm going to show you the graph, not the graph, the map. What page the map was on by? I should remember. Yeah, right. The map that shows you the number of people that were sampled,
Yeah.
and where they came from.
And I mean, they gave a breakdown in terms of like a accurate, well, not accurate, but even breakdown in terms of male, female, was 50% male, 50% woman.
Yeah.
Also, by race and age and stuff like that.
So for those of you all who wondering about credibility of the study, I personally think I'd rather more than 2,000 people, but the 2,000 people have been spread across a wide range of the country, and you could see that they really didn't, like, it's not like it totally geared towards, they only find the people who don't have bank accounts, or they only check farmers, or all that kind of drama. Even though some of the places are more densely populated, like you see the Diego Martin region have 147 and Samuel have until have 221. Those will be densely populated. Tunapiaco Tunapuna Piako kind of real big, so that's why it has 305. And Arima is 48 because, of course, it's a small part of inside there. It's real weird how the electoral districts kind of built up, but you can see where places densely populated, you have larger numbers and smaller numbers, right? So that is the premise of the study. So the first thing that we want to look at is credit and debit card ownership in 2017 and 2023. We're not reading all of the
you're just looking at the pictures, the graphs.
Yeah. Although there's one part inside there, notably Gen Z individuals, just the fact that they mentioned Gen Z makes me feel like, okay, somebody did this with some sort of understanding. Credit card ownership in 2017 was 16%.
You could read the Gen Z stat.
Notably, Gen Z individuals were found to be 3 times more likely to possess financial product awareness than other age groups. On the other hand, certain groups, particularly those lacking formal education, demonstrated considerably lower awareness and were found to be 15 times less likely to have knowledge of financial products. This outcome is statistically noteworthy and underscores the crucial deficiency in financial literacy. Individuals with only primary school education were found to be approximately 6 times less likely to have awareness, which underscores the impact of educational levels on financial knowledge.
Yeah. You know, so this graph, right? This graph more or less show that credit card ownership decreased from 2017 to 2023.
23.
Which kind of goes against what Imbert does kind of be preaching in terms of the credit cards being the biggest source of U.S. leakage every year, and that it going up, but credit card ownership going down.
I agree. Or it could be that those 15% just very high volume.
Yeah, or high limit people. Yeah. They're probably using it more than back in 2017. That could be it.
Yes, yeah. I would agree with that. People who had credit cards in 2017 weren't using it as much for online shopping
as now, yeah,
as much as they're using it now.
Yeah.
But it dropped to 15%. I think it would have dropped to 15% because the barrier to get a credit card a little high.
For real?
A little higher right now for people who have people used to want to get a credit card because they wanted to buy things online, right?
Mm-hmm.
And in order to be able to get a credit card, you need to show that you have income.
Yeah.
Consistent income. And I think people just on plenty contract work right now. That's
it does not necessarily excuse, because my first credit card I was on contract, but I just had to do a secured credit card, meaning if my limit going to be 5,000 or 3,000, I needed to deposit that 3,000 in an account and then I hold it there.
But they're still doing that?
Yeah, you can still get a secured credit card.
Okay, I didn't know. There's no way I can explain. I probably have something in the article that might be able to explain it. But look at the debit card.
Yeah.
The debit card went up from 61 to 88. And I think that is because of, one, the pension system.
Mm-hmm.
And the social security systems that they have in place, which tells you that you need to have a bank account in order to access this money because we're not giving you checks anymore. And banks stopped cashing checks and telling you need to have an account with us. And when you get an account, well, they just give you a card one time.
Yeah.
So I could see the debit card going up. And particularly because those debit cards are chip cards, that makes me feel a little bit happy. The credit card part, however, don't know how to feel about that.
Anyway, this still kind of light, you know?
Yeah. Popular financial products that are linked to persons' accounts. Debit card. 88% of
financial products are debit cards. Yeah. 30% mobile apps, 26% online banking, and 15% credit cards.
I don't understand what I mean.
So probably in terms of the activity surrounding, say with Scotiabank, most people, in terms of their financial services, you know, most people have debit cards. So the next set of people access the stuff via the mobile app. But mobile app and online banking is kind of the same thing, but...
Oh, okay, I understand. the data also showed that 30% of account owners have mobile banking apps and 26% of online banking included in their list of financial products. So there's people who have bank accounts and 26% of them using online banking. Yikes. Yeah. Qualitative insights suggest that cards are too expensive to use for daily purchases, as participants often cited that charges and fees are prohibitive for the value of money they transact with each time their card is used. Okay, I'm going to talk about that. I ain't saying nothing. Next graph, right? This one is the killer graph. And I wish it wasn't so. I really wish this graph wasn't like this.
Payment methods for different transactions.
It basically dwarfing everything else and making it look like they don't even exist. Like credit card is
Start with
2%.
Start with cash.
1%, 2%.
Alright, so
No, I'm going to start with cash. Because you can clearly see, okay,
no,
for those of you who are listening.
listen.
Yeah, listening people. This graph that we're watching here on page 14, on page 15, I'm telling all you, go and download the PDF and look at it. You will laugh or cry. Payment methods for different transactions. So we have top up or paying a phone bill, which is its own category because everybody have a cell phone and they need to top it up or pay their phone bill. That's one bar. 91% of people do that with cash. Like when you want a 30 digi or a 20 B mobile, 91% of people paying their phone bill with cash. Educational expenses.
Do go on to the other.
All right.
2%.
Okay. 91% do it with cash. 2% do it with a credit card. 3% with a debit card. 2% with a bank transfer. And 2% with a mobile app. I want to let you know that I pay my phone bill with a automatic bank transfer at the end of the month, right? So that's just automatically transfer. So I'm part of the 11%. I mean the 2% of people that use bank transfer. I'm not paying my my phone bill with my credit card because I'm not putting my credit card inside any of them people's systems.
Yeah, I just pay with my credit card, but I don't save it. I enter it every time.
Right. Okay. Understand. Yeah. Like saving my credit card inside the system.
Yeah.
I'm not too confident about that. The bank transfer will just automatically go and then just get an email like 3 days later when it processed.
Yeah.
That okay, it went through. So I can understand my credit card real low for paying your phone bill and that kind of thing. Bank transfer and I could see, but I don't know why bank transfer is 2%. And a mobile app, I don't even know if you could pay.
Yeah, you could pay a bill on your mobile app.
Yeah, was on. Oh, okay. Credit means that they go to the place and use their credit card to pay. Debit card means they go to the place and physically use their card there. Online or mobile app would mean that they use the mobile app and put whatever card inside there and pay for it. And then bank transfer, of course, is bank transfer. Next one is educational expenses. I don't know what educational expenses are.
Like
most likely documents.
buying school books, school
out.
supplies.
Why get a whole
I don't know.
I think it's like tertiary education too.
Yeah, or fees.
Paying school fees
Yeah.
and kind of thing.
Tuition and stuff
80%
like
is cash. That 80% is cash. 1% credit card. 4% debit card. Bank transfer 11%. That was high than the others. And 3% via mobile app. So you're paying for UE, UTT, Roytech, SPCS,
Custard,
all those different
all of them,
places. Custard, yeah. Men walking in there to pay their tuition fees in cash.
I used to do that back in the day. Well, I had Gate. But like you had to pay like a registration fee and other thing.
Yeah.
But I was like 16 years ago.
But that is a couple $1,000 sometimes, isn't it?
Do you say like less than $1,000, I think. So
okay. All right. And then the last one is paying a utility bill. 80% of the people go physically and pay with cash.
I don't have the bandwidth to do that to go TNTech or WASA to pay a bill. I can't do that.
But strangely, the graph has 12% of people paying with a debit card. So maybe they see the debit card as that way your salary is, and that is where it's how to pay for the pay for it. Bank transfer is 2%. I'm part of the 2%. All my utility bills are paid via bank transfer automatically. And I don't think it was even. I think they will charge you the $150. Once it's a utility bill, they don't charge you $150. I'll get $150 per bank transfer if you transfer it from one bank to the next bank or something. But when I pay in the utilities, they don't take it. What's the next page? We had 13, 15.
You can look at the graph right on, well, the infographic on page 15. The barriers to
right, yeah.
Financial.
Right, so barriers to financial inclusion in TNT. Okay. Some banks give you real trouble to open an account. I just find
I agree with that. I agree with that 100%. How long I trying to open my business bank account, and it's like I had to pull teeth to open the account. I agree with that 1,000%.
That's a business bank account. No bank giving you trouble to create a normal account. I went and created an account for an elderly person already, and I just they wanted somebody to go with them to help them through the process. I went through the process with them, and it was not, okay, FCB, right? But I also created an account with Scotia, and it was not a problem. They didn't want the utility bill thing. They was like, yeah, we'll take the flow. We'll take the our digital bill, anything internet, or something like that. And
you know how long it takes me to open my business bank account in the US? 10 minutes.
Well, that's a business bank account. Business bank account will give you some, but personal banking, I do not think that it is as bad as.
It's really second point. I think that's
still make it up.
A big factor.
I think I find it just robbery at all banks. The fee is just killing people. Do people even know the fees?
Yeah, I agree with that to extent, because
let me hear.
Every month, most savings or checking account, you have to pay $15 or $25 a month service fee or whatever, right? How much?
Where, boy?
I mean, where? Your bank account have no service fee on it? Like you don't pay a monthly fee on it?
No, my FCB account had no service fee. I have a Scotia account. The only thing is, the Scotia account tell me I had to keep it over $1,000. Anytime it drop below $1,000, they will take out a monthly fee.
Right. Most people don't keep them. They ain't gonna keep $1,000 in the account because they need it now. They use the money.
Sure. No problem. But what I'm saying is, do people, when they make these statements, actually know the fees, or they just saying that as hearsay, or they talk on the street, or that is just what you heard for all this time, so you never really check it out?
No, it's probably based on past experience that they had any past and they just never went
and
back.
Or they had an account that was just saying down there, and then when they go back to the account, is in any negative. Yeah. I know somebody who tell me that the account was negative.
Yeah.
I was like, well, the account was saying only for 10 years. like what? Yeah. What you thought would happen? Like, if you have money sitting on that mattress, it losing value every day too. Anyway, but next one is, I think it's hard. I don't think we are saving right now. I don't know what that means.
I mean, they live in paycheck to paycheck. And they are,
to put it in a bank account. Yeah. Okay. 51% of the squad stated they were involuntarily excluded because they had insufficient funds to use financial services. Okay, that's probably people who need to have the $1,000 inside. Lack of documentation, that is most likely your address, and having a utility bill.
No job letter.
A job letter, correct. Financial services are too expensive. I guess so. And financial institutions are too far away. I don't know. That could be people who live in
See, just like Shiva.
Let me see what the next slide says. People are happy. These institutions have your information all together. There's so much corruption now, I don't think you could really trust them. So that's our trust is you. Because they have all the information. Well, in my case, whatever my husband does, he includes my name. Whatever we purchase, whatever we buy, whatever bank account, he includes my name. Okay. Susu fills a hole, it's savings, and you get it back. I am good with cash. Okay. 49% of these people were voluntarily excluded because they have no need for financial services at a formal institution. Someone else in the family already has an account, lack of trust, or religious reasons. In this paragraph. It is noteworthy that despite a considerable prevalence of debit card ownership, cash continues to be frequently used among the populace. In fact, as per figure 2, cash was found to be most preferred payment method over 63% of overall transactions. And everybody just living on this cash, boy. Living on this cash.
Check page 18.
Is there a reason? Let me see. There's an age group thing? No. Method of saving. Majority of persons prefer to save at home. 82% of people prefer to save money.
At home under the mattress.
If I was a bandit, I would be like 82%. So, what's 8 out of 10? One every for
8 out of 10 people.
If I look at 10 houses, 8 of them houses have a water cash somewhere inside there. I cannot save at home versus save at a bank now. Yeah. All right. I think we're talking enough about that. All you're going to read the document for yourself. I'm going to save this document and I'm going to look at it because there are a lot of informative stuff inside here about fees and bank accounts and investments and all kind of stocks and all kind of thing, expenses and payments. They really did collect a lot of information. So you should check it out. It's in the show notes. Just know that I went to Bigo and I use my credit card for everything. Just remember that. For those of you all who think we're in a bad state because it's impossible, I think it is possible. It's just that, as the paragraph says, Gen Z people, they 3 times more likely to have a bank account.
I feel kind of hurt by the leave out millennials.
They put out in these statistics and the numbers.
Well, they say Gen Z didn't say nothing about millennials. Do I control? I've seen the time to get millennials.
They have the age 30 to 39 and 40 to 49.
Huh, that is how old millennials is now, 30 to 39?
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Yeah, oh, boy.
Yeah, that would be a millennial. 20% of the people that were surveyed were millennials. And yeah, 24. The highest percentage I did were people from 20 to 29 years. I guess those are the people who actually wanted to be surveyed.
Yeah.
But as they go further up, you can see the number of people drop considerably. 16% for 50 to 59, and then 10% for 60 to 69, and well, after that, well,
I mean,
at least we have a future. You know.
I mean, we have a big cash industry in Trinidad, and a lot of that too is tax avoidance. A lot of people just don't pass the money to the bank because they don't want to pay tax. You know?
Correct. Yeah. It digitally, you can check it.
I move on.
Yeah. We are hope, but we'll talk about that. We'll talk about this more as we go along. Or you could go and read the article and discuss that at your leisure.
Yeah.
However you feel to record it. All right, we have one more article quickly, which is Telegram. The CEO of Telegram was arrested, and we've told you all many times Telegram is basically a place for secure messaging, aka you could securely sell drugs. We'll come back after this. Well, you probably made it this far in the podcast. That means you probably like technology a lot and like to at least hear us talk about technology. And that also means you may know somebody or somebody who knows somebody or somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody who wants a website built or an app built or some sort of technology integrated in their business. If you want to help them out, you could send them to makeITsimpleTT, send them to us. And we have business services that range from building websites to building apps to invoicing systems to ensuring that technology is used in your company, to installation of routers, buying things online. So you can check us out, 308-8799. You can check our services out. Or you could go to makeITsimpleTT.com and see some of the things that we've done. And maybe give a recommendation to our website built or something like that. Back to the podcast. So the European Union strikes again. The European Union weirdly was like, yeah, the Russian-born billionaire founder and owner of the Telegram messaging app was arrested in Le Bourget. I don't know, my French is really bad. Airport outside Paris shortly after landing in a private jet and placed in custody. There was no official confirmation from France of the arrest, but 2 French police sources and 1 Russian source who spoke on condition of anonymity said that Durov was arrested shortly after arriving. And here's the reason why he was arrested. Because he was the subject of an arrest warrant in France. Telegram abides by EU laws, including the Digital Services Act. Its moderation is within industry standards and constantly improvement. That was the Telegram statement. But they're saying the owner is responsible for the abuse on the platform because people selling drugs. In Europe, it said, it is absurd to claim that the platform or its owner are responsible for abuse of that platform. That statement is where we want to stick at. I do not think that the CEO is the person you should arrest for the platform being misused. That's a witch hunt kind of vibes.
What they more or less want him, what I think they're trying to say is that they want him to be moderating the platform, but the whole platform, the premise of the platform based on privacy. So you go and moderate something that, supposed to be private. So, and it kind of encroaching on free speech in a sense, because you can't really try to moderate too much as you kind of go into censorship. Because you could moderate things that are against the law. I okay with, if it could send something and it is like, okay, this selling drugs or whatever that against the law, okay, that probably shouldn't be on a platform. But but again, as you say, like, how are you
so
going
you think it's because
I
think it's because he's from Russia?
Yeah, probably. And I think I see the Kremlin, which is like the Russian government part of the.
Yeah.
I see the Kremlin come out and kind of questioning it. So I think they might get involved too. But there's not something new that as the EU been trying to do. Because I saw last week or week before Trump and Elon Musk was having like a Spaces thing, a kind of live talk together.
Yeah, live chat on Twitter.
And somebody from the EU tried to issue Elon Musk a letter telling him he can have the chat or something because it might spread misinformation. Which correct, goes to be like, I remember that, that kind of encroaching on free speech. Because who's you to know what these people going and say? In a sense, to know it's going to be misinformation. And your misinformation could be somebody else from a different perspective, seeing it a different way. Unless it's something that's against the law, like a breaking a law, you're kind of encroaching on people free speech in a sense. I don't know.
As we reading it and talking about it, I think it's a lot more politically motivated.
Yeah.
Because it's a Russian thing, and when you land in France, they have a warrant out for your arrest, and France real big on the EU, and France have a lot to do with the direction the EU does go in making decisions and those sort of things. But that's just that's the result of letting technology drive the world forward. When technology drives the world forward, you're going to face these sorts of things where technology makes certain things easier. And if it's making things easier, it's going to make bad things easier also.
I think, not upon no conspiracy thing, but I think it's part of it too is probably because he's from Russia and he's not somebody that like say Zuckerberg, right? If the government come down, well, I show any past governments or if I come down real hard on Zuckerberg and he cave in and give people backdoors and whatever it is, or if somebody say this particular piece of content we don't really think you should have on your platform, he would have probably conformed it, like all the stuff with, say, COVID and other stuff, they would conform to a certain message or whatever if people put enough pressure on stuff, right? But people like him, this Telegram guy, in the past, a lot of governments come down on him trying to get information. The EU, all over, and he more or less kind of get him a big middle finger, you know, and he been doing it years now, so it's like, you not trying to play ball with us, you know? And I guess Elon Musk kind of to an extent now with Twitter, because he does do similar things.
Not to an extent, it's exactly the same
Elon
thing.
Musk too, you know? Cause like the other day,
you can't talk to Elon.
yeah, there was seeing like somebody from the UK, a police officer or something, was threatening to send to extradite people from the US for posting things on Twitter. You know, and it's like
On X, yeah.
it's like,
Because it's high election season.
But I think that's part of it, that he never really conformed to a lot of the demands or the, you know, the certain regulations that whoever want to be put in place on the platform. And that's probably part of it.
One of the problems that I think we will have is because the internet makes these applications worldwide and global, you're going to bounce up different applications of laws in different countries, and the different countries going to have to come to some agreement on how they're going to handle it. So the EU is the best example, where they were like, okay, we created the European Union. That means all of us should have the same rules on how digital services supposed to take place. So even if a global player comes in, we could tell them that if they want to operate here, they have to do certain things. And of course, they do that with Facebook. Facebook will keep your information on servers across in the West. The data centers have to be based in Europe or some kind of thing like that. And Telegram, which is a messaging application, they now getting tied up in a war that's taking place between Ukraine and Russia. And the Western world want Ukraine to win, and the Russians want to take over Ukraine. And they now watching like, wait, most of the information that these soldiers using and these militants and things using is on Telegram.
Yeah.
We had to do something about that. Is there anything that we could do? Oh yes, there's the Digital Services Act that we have in the EU. So the next time he land here,
lock him up.
we would
we
could jam him.
Well, again, he Russian born, so Putin good now. I don't know why I was watching something that the Kremlin say double standards.
Yeah, I don't know. But the statement, it is absurd to claim that the platform owner is responsible for the abuse of the platform. I agree with that. Because if you're going to charge people for doing nefarious things, then you're going to have to now start to charge people for misinformation. And imagine you roll up on Zuckerberg and be like, yeah, we're going to arrest you because somebody from Trinidad posted that the earth is flat.
Yeah, Carl, look at it this way too, right? Telegram is not the only platform things like that does get posted.
Correct.
On,
yeah.
know?
Yep. Yeah. Tabo does for sure. But they're bigger. But yeah. What a time to be a CEO. You really can't win in this world, you know.
Yeah.
You could join the whole world together and get them to be able to communicate, and then people just think like you. Poor Zucks. Even though his character and interviews are questionable. But
yeah, I see Elon Musk post Free Pavel.
Yeah, that's his first name.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, Pavel, Free Pavel, yeah.
And you're right. Yeah. Anyway, we don't want to be reading Elon Musk tweets.
Yeah, we don't want to go through that. All right, y'all. That was this was a very interesting show. Just to remind you all of what we spoke about, because most of you who make it to the end, y'all are all invested. Thanks for making it to the end. We spoke about the robots in the hospital, which the Indian government paid for us. How they would work, what we think it would look like, and the technical issues behind it that could happen. Going cashless in Trinidad, and how easy it is, and how bad we are based on this 2023 report. I just want to see in 6 years what the report would look like when a lot of the not the older folks, but when a lot of the population moves on to, the Gen Zers turn to the middle income winners and thing.
They might have 10 years.
We go see.
Yeah.
I have to be optimistic.
Yeah.
I can't help but be optimistic a little bit. And the Telegram CEO getting arrested because they're bad. They just, when you're in the EU, you got to live by the EU's rules, of course. All right, y'all, thank you very much for listening. My name is Andre Charles, Mr. Charles from makeITsimpleTT at makeITsimpleTT. You'll find me anywhere right now. School is going to open back, so plenty parents want IT classes. So if you are one of those, shameless plug. And I have a few TikTok videos in the works, one a week right now.
You know, I saw, as you mentioned, I saw
what's that?
Somebody like what do you call it? Not a review, but like a testimonial from this guy who like in his 50s and he did IT.
Oh, from Jamaica.
Yeah, from Jamaica.
Yeah.
I was like, hey.
Yeah.
That was a real nice story.
From Jamaica. Send my message and be like, if it wasn't for me and my YouTube channel, they would not get the desire to do IT, and now they get one and they go in university. But I nearly cried. I was like, well, yeah, boy, I'm making a little change in this world, boy. Yeah. Okay, cool. A 50-year-old do IT. So hopefully these students that I teach, they will move on to become IT people in the Caribbean and push things forward.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's me, and my co-host here is
Akim Dear. That's it.
Yeah.
Go find me on Redbit_tech.
Yeah, search for it and you might see something. Yeah. Some services. You mightn't see much videos, but we're working on it. It's like a fitness program. You're like one a week. 30 minutes a day could get you to your desired goal. Yeah, but on a real though, I didn't really see much. Gain or reason to push too hard to do any TikTok videos anymore. Honestly, yeah. I think TikTok has settled into what it is going to be. Yeah, which is in Trinidad. In Trinidad, it's settled into a place for a lot of viral entertainment and bacchanal. Yeah. And if you want to educate people, you should do a podcast so that the actual 30 people that want to listen will come back and listen, because the rest of them, they ain't really going to study you. They ain't really going to study you at all. All right, the video version of the podcast on Spotify should be starting up in September, I think. So you could upload the video version, and if you want to listen to the audio, you can listen to the audio. If you want to watch a video, you can watch a video. So I'm putting things in place to put out on Spotify and see how that works, because it's free. And I really, I don't know if there are people who actually look forward to, because our podcast was supposed to be generally audio by definition. But now when people say podcasts, them just putting up YouTube videos and calling that podcast, and it's not even on any podcast catcher or anything. It just, we're recording our podcast. It's literally a YouTube video. Yeah. But I don't know if that is where the world going. If that is where the world going, well, we are the videos too. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes as we head into the last leg of the year, and Christmas is coming up. And you are so excited to buy gifts, aren't you?
Yeah. I'm not sure where I'll be as yet, but you'll see.
Yeah. All right, y'all. So we go on there. Thanks for listening. We will see y'all, or you will hear us next week for episode number 80. 80 episodes, boy. Yeah. I might bring on the Santa out again. Later.